Hey guys, talking about foam rolling today. I'm here in my living room on a foam roller. Uh, Couple of things. All right, there's a lot of different opinions about this. I got a very specific question, a what the frequently asked question, what the fact of why does it have to hurt so much? And is it worth pushing through that level of pain if you are having pain with rolling on the foam roller? And by the way, this is the way you should be doing it, focusing right now on this leg, my right leg, and I'm working and rocking into where I have the pain. And there's a little bit of soreness. I've been working my legs pretty good, and I'm hitting a nice spot. The side to side is going to give us a lot more. I see people doing this where they roll up and down, and to me, that's not getting as much accomplished, and it might be hurting you. So let's take a step back for a second. If you have pain to pressure, whether I poke on your trap and you go, oh, that's really tight, you're mean. I'm not the mean one. I'm not mean, I swear. If you have pain to pressure, that tissue is probably pretty unhealthy. Meaning, how do we define unhealthy? There's scar tissue there. There is, things that we scientifically are very hard to define. So I'm going to do my best to talk about it. But things that we think of like trigger points that if you get a massage, you're like, ooh, that's really tight. Thanks for, spend some time there. See if you can loosen that up. These things tend to come back even if the masseuse is able to get them out. Foam rolling is self-myofascial release is another term. The myofascia, we're going to keep talking about these concepts. Again, if it is painful to touch, most likely it needs to get cleaned up. So again, if I have wrinkles in my shirt here, right, that stands out. That's kind of the concept with what's going on under my quad right now as I'm rolling it out. So we need to smooth out and iron out those wrinkles. That's kind of what the idea with foam rolling is. I'm gonna switch over to my left leg. I've been on that right one for a while, and it's got some good spots in there. When we come over to pain science and talking about the pain of foam rolling, is it worth it? If it's not improving over a period of time, then you're probably doing it wrong. And at the end of the day, the experiment on ourselves of does this intervention, does this thing, whether it's massage, chiropractic, acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy, working out, whatever it is, does that help the symptom, the problem, the thing we're trying to track? So if that pain is not improving every single time you do it, you're either not giving it enough try, you're either not doing the thing afterwards that we need to make sure is going to reinforce that change. So again, not to pick on chiropractors, but this is something that I hear a lot is my back hurts. I go to see my chiropractor. They give me the pop. I walk out of there. I feel great. All that pain is gone from the adjustment, the chiropractic pop. And a lot of times, and this happens with every profession, so I'm not going to play this profession game. But at the end of the day, if you walk out of there, and I hear this all the time, and your symptoms come back by the time you get home, or by the time you're in your car, or if you're in New York City, where I'm from, by the time you're back on the subway, you're like, ooh, yeah, like 50% of that benefit is gone. Maybe it takes you a few days. The thing is, we see this happen over time. So if you're doing this cycle for 5 years, 10 years, it can kick the can down the road, so to speak. But if you're never addressing the root cause, then we're missing a lot of that equation. And it's only affordable to go see a chiropractor or someone who's going to play with your joints, your tissue every so often. Maybe you go once a month. Maybe you can afford once a week, maybe more frequently. Again, professional athletes have body work done on them at least once a day, if not more, the majority of the ones I know. So at the end of the day, coming back to the foam rolling concept here, this is a chance for yourself to stay on top of tissue. Just like we should be eating healthy meals, we should be getting sleep. Foam rolling is a tool. It is not the end-all be-all. Let's talk about the research. The research is very varied because there is no agreement on should we be rolling up and down? Should we be rolling side to side, which I think is the kind of answer. Should we be going and dealing with the pain? So if the first time I dig in here and I'm on a spot and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a 7 out of 10. That's pretty intense in terms of pain. And if I hang out there and I learned to breathe into it. And now it's a 6 out of 10. Now it's a 5 out of 10. And by the time I'm hanging out here and the episode of whatever I'm watching on Netflix finishes, and now it's either not tender at all or it's just decreased. If we can track that, now we're kind of getting into the science of what we're talking about. Research studies are going to be very difficult, and I've read some of them, not all of them. It's nearly impossible, but the research studies on foam rolling are very unclear. They generally say, again, rolling out your IT band is a nice concept, but if you look at an IT band, it's very hard to make true change. That change has to come from your brain. And I think the big summary here, and I'm making this for a specific client who asked me this question, but for a lot of folks who ask me these questions, I think the real big thing is if you can get that spot that's painful, hang out there, learn to breathe into it. And most of us are not the best breathers in the world. We need to work on our breathing as we improve that tissue, right? That's going to iron out the wrinkles on the shirt. The brain will then be able to understand what that looks like. And then once we have made enough of a change, right, we can go into the squat and build in and also make sure that that's going to carry over to whatever we're doing. So there's many ways we can play with how much, how often, how hard, how much does it have to hurt in order to make change. But I just want to finish by saying foam rolling has a place. I foam roll one way or another, even if the other part for me, real quick, is to just get the position, get some pops and cracks there just from being up all day. And then I might spend some time here and just release that tissue. At the end of the day, we're all pieces of meat. This is a meat tenderizer. There's definitely benefit there, but we got to figure out how it's going to work for you, how it's going to work for me, and where we can continue to evolve this tool, if that makes sense. Let me know if you have questions. I love this topic. I love this question. I love all the questions, so shoot them over. Let's keep talking. Let's keep evolving. See you guys next time.